So Hanukkah started a couple nights ago. Hanukkah's not something that my family and I make a huge deal about. I have nothing against it if somebody wants to celebrate it. I do think that it has become more commercialized, and people are like, hey, it's party time, and they don't realize the significance of the event. I think everybody needs to go read the book of 1 Maccabees, chapters 1 through 4, and 2 Maccabees, chapters 6, 7, and 10. It began with people losing their lives, not just randomly or in a tragic accident, but in a specific skilled attempt by a Grecian ruler to wipe out people who believed in obeying the mighty one of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So people gave their lives up because they refused to stop keeping Shabbat, stop eating kosher, stop circumcising their children, or stop keeping the feast days. This heathen king came in and basically ransacked Jerusalem, murdered a bunch of men, women, and children, took over the temple, and offered up a pig on the altar, which a pig is an unclean animal by Yahweh's Torah. People who are in covenant with Yahweh should not be eating pig. The word Hanukkah is a Hebrew word. It means dedication. And the reason it's called Hanukkah is because when Yehuda Maccabee, Judah the Hammer, through his efforts, and I believe they were Yahweh ordained, the Israelites were able to take back over the holy city and rededicate the temple, reinstall righteous priests and things like that. The story of the little bit of oil in a cruse is probably legend. The reason for 8 days of Hanukkah stemmed from the Israelites reminiscing about how they did not get to keep the Feast of Tabernacles, Chag Sukkot, that year because they were living out in the wilderness like animals, and they weren't allowed to be in their city to worship Yahweh. And they weren't trying to substitute anything in the Torah. They were just keeping something out of celebration and thanksgiving, kind of like Hezekiah and company kept 7 additional days of Passover / unleavened bread in 2 Chronicles 30. And it is mentioned in John chapter 10. John 10:22, it was the Feast of Dedication, and it was winter. And that's because Hanukkah falls on the 25th day of the 9th month, the month of Kislev. Yeshua probably observed Hanukkah. We can't prove it or really disprove it by John 10 alone, but he was Jewish, and there's no indication that he violated any Jewish custom that did not go against the written instructions of his father, and Hanukkah surely doesn't go against the written instructions of Yahweh.